Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here. Hope you're having a good day or a good night, whatever time it is when you watch this video. Okay, so I took a bath, and when I took a bath, I got on my phone and I seen this video pop up. It's a Lifetime series that they're doing about like celebrities who were in love. Okay, I think it's specifically about celebrities that had relationships with people that are passed over. And the first video I seen was Faith Evans talking about Biggie, and y'all know I'm doing the Biggie channeling, okay? Um, so I listened to it, and I was in the tub, and then I started channeling from him. The first thing I, the first thing I channeled when I found out who Faith Evans, like how she grew up, who her mother was. The first thing he told me that her mother was not for the relationship in any way, shape, or form. And I thought that was funny, but I'm gonna start off with writing down what I channeled, and then maybe we'll get into some cards. Okay, this will probably be like series. Certain videos will probably end up being series because I feel like there's so much to uncover. And the second video that popped up was Anna Nicole Smith, and Anna Nicole Smith started speaking with me, and she was so happy to be talking to me, because apparently in, I don't want to say the underworld, but apparently in the spirit world, people know who, there are certain people that know who I am, and like passed over celebrities, especially the ones that have Virgo in their chart, like are really, really drawn to speaking with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm talking to Anna Nicole Smith, like this is crazy. She's so fun and so vibrant. But anyways, we gonna start off with Biggie. Okay, Biggie is a Gemini sun. Okay, Venus Cancer sign, North Node Capricorn. Okay, Mercury Taurus, and Moon Virgo. I don't know why I chose to write down those placements specifically, but those were the ones I was called to write down. Okay, and first thing I heard was, it is what it is, you know. I was a man becoming a man, a rapper becoming a star, and a husband. Faith was my wife, and I loved her very dearly. Still do. I watch over her no matter what. I'll never leave my family. My baby mama never really wanted my daughter around that life, and a part of that life, so you know I respected it. So there's something about like him, I feel like kind of wishing that Faith Evans and his daughter had like a better relationship, because I feel like he's telling me like she really knew who he was, right? I believe his name is Christopher Wallace, right? Yeah. So she really knew who he was outside of the music, outside of the fame, outside of the money. And like for a lot of people that had a lot of access to him, you know, certain timelines just didn't align anymore. And I feel like people felt like because he was oh wow, that was crazy. I feel like because people felt like he was changing and evolving into the star, like people felt so they kind of felt distant from him. But he never changed, like his heart never changed, but his mind and what he paid attention to and how his days were filled, those things changed. And I feel like people kind of felt like they couldn't find their placement in his life. Okay, but then I got two sides to every coin. They were both his shadow and his light. Balance is what it created for him, a soul bond and a worldly bond. You could always tell which was which by how they responded to his passing. So this was channeled specifically about Little Kim and Faith. I feel like Little Kim was his worldly love, and Faith was his soul love. Faith was his, like, our souls have known each other for lifetimes and lifetimes, and they constantly will. Okay, I don't know if she's married, but I feel like something about like a reincarnation, like she's gonna meet somebody that their soul is gonna remind her of him. Um, women gonna do what they want to do, so as a man, you make sure you do what you know you should do. I feel like this was really speaking to the fact of like people kind of felt like when they got married, they got eloped, because Biggie wasn't really the type and Faith wasn't really the type, still isn't, right? Like the type to consult with people about what they were gonna do. And if they did, people's input didn't deter them away from choosing their own choices to go in whatever direction it was that they wanted to go in. And I feel like when it came to their love and their deep bond, I feel like there were many conversations of, you know, how other people would respond to it, but they really just focused on what it meant to them and what it meant for them and what it would mean for the legacy that they were building, not just independently but with one another. And it was like they wanted to devote themselves to each other because it felt so right. Like it didn't matter the time frame. Like when you meet somebody who is a part of your soul life, like your soul contract, nothing ever changes that connection. And it was really like a pivotal point in both of their careers that helped them both evolve in certain ways. I know one of her albums, she specifically wrote with the pain that it was that she dealt with when, you know, Biggie was a rapper and a man and a husband, and figuring out the balance between that. But there was never any hate, you know? There was always love and there was always understanding. Like they never hated each other, or they never, like, you know, there was no disdain towards them. I feel like they just allowed themselves to express their emotions the way that they felt that they needed to or wanted to, okay? I always loved my daughter. Being away from her was tough, and I knew her mama and my moms will hold it down. So I made sure I did what needed to be done so they could eat, even be able to chase a dream, because, you know, the music is in us. So this was something that I feel like Biggie had a lot of dreams and premonitions about, you know, being able to leave that legacy and those contacts, and just that the finances, the resources for his family and anybody who was a part of it to be able to accomplish whatever it was that they wanted to accomplish. I'm hearing run the streets, okay, run New York, okay. I feel like he never wanted to leave like where he was from in Brooklyn. Like he loved where he was from. Like he was never trying to escape it. And I feel like a lot of people didn't really understand that, like, his goal was to help everybody get out of the positions that they were in. It wasn't to keep them complacent in living the life that they lived. It was always to help people grow, because it didn't matter if you were on the block or if you were in the studio. Biggie always seen the destiny that was actually meant for each individual, and I feel like his dream was just to push that for everybody. Like his heart was in it for the right reasons, okay? I feel like also people don't really know that he was Jamaican, okay? He grew up in a Jamaican household, okay? Very traditional type of energy. The North know Capricorn placement, right? Actions have consequences, and it's important to think things through before committing to anything. And I feel like on his life journey, this was something that he had to learn with his moon being in Virgo and him having a Cancer Venus. I feel like his emotions and his intuition were always like dead ass, like spot on. But even like when Tupac is concerned, like Tupac was somebody and Biggie was somebody that there was no like scaring them into submission. There was no, if you do this, then this is gonna happen, right? It was never about playing it safe. It was always about playing it real, playing it true, playing it how they wanted to play it, doing what they wanted to do. It was never about appeasing people, places, and things, you know? And there were a lot of snakes around him. And it's not that he wasn't aware. I feel as though he just disassociated himself from that because that wasn't his point and stance. And then I also feel like he accepted whatever his faith was, which is funny. Like, he accepted whatever his faith was. Like, he accepted that faith was the love of his life. He accepted that, he had love for Kim, but Faith was his wife. Like, he accepted that he was bigger than what the world could possibly conceive him as. And he was appreciative of having someone that's seen him in the light that he knew that he was in, because having that big of a heart and exposing that to certain people in certain environments, wasn't going to be something that got him far. And I feel like that was something that he was very much so aware of. Okay. Every time that my mind would shift to Diddy, it was kind of like his spirit, like his soul would get quiet. And I feel like there's a lot of reflection on Diddy, because when you're that close to somebody and they're pushing for your dream, what he began to realize was that he wasn't pushing for his dream, he was pushing for his own dream by any means necessary. And then I channeled, it's hard to talk about Diddy because once I had passed on, I really seen how people felt about me. And it confirmed what my feelings would tell me. Right? And then I wrote this down myself. The little guy, Diddy dancing in the mirror, pretending to be Biggie. I'm Biggie. Okay, he would always say, I'm the notorious B.I.G. Jealous, he felt that he was more notorious than him. He didn't like the fact that him and Faith also got married. I feel like Faith was somebody that when brought around, when she was around, like Diddy always wanted to like get a piece of that. But like they were very much so locked in that there was none of that. I also feel like there's a situation like in passing with Diddy and Faith where Diddy could have said some slick shit and Faith was there, but Faith said some shit back to him, and then Biggie kind of just popped up around the corner like Faith, you cool? She's like, yeah, I'm cool. Blah blah blah, like not making a big difference. Okay, the strength card came out. 3 of Swords. There's that King of Swords energy with the Judgment. I also feel like at this time, everything that is going on with Diddy, there are a lot of people who have passed on that are making sure that the truth prevails. And it's like a lot of people had their hunches and their feelings about certain situations and certain things, but there are very key people who were no longer alive to connect certain dots or confirm certain things, and I feel like that is something that is going to be making its way onto the public. Okay, strength with the Three of Swords. What is the strength with the Three of Swords? Yeah, it's like that confidence, that courageous spirit, that ability to really shine was something that was like it kind of felt like a betrayal to him. It was weird because like, and we're not gonna make this all about Diddy, but like, because with that beef with Tupac, when Tupac got shot in that elevator and Diddy was upstairs, that was something that was planned, okay? And Biggie always wanted to work with Tupac because Tupac did come from the streets and he did come from that gang life, and I feel like Biggie, he always was, he liked people that were real. Like, he liked people that were real and people that stood for something, and people that stood for like the community and their own people, and like providing a way out of nothing, right? And I feel like Biggie's idea was to create something that would make a way for people who were like living gang lives, who did have to do certain things to get finances. It was something about like squashing some type of beef within the streets to bring about more resources for everybody. And this is like giving me like that power energy. Like, if you guys watch like the one with Tommy Egan, right? How he got all the people in Chicago to like essentially like do work together, right? Like, this was something that Biggie really wanted, but Diddy was like always intimidated by Tupac, because it's like Tupac always knew who Diddy was, and I don't feel like those two people like in the same room, like it never would have, like nothing that Diddy was doing, or like even the slick shit, it would have never flew. And I feel like Diddy always was like, guys in the game get a bad rep, and we don't need to bring that to quote unquote bad boys. And I thought that was funny, because it's like, if you're calling yourself bad boys, like, what kind of bad boy are you exactly? like, like Tupac, I don't think Tupac would have fit into the narrative of a bad boy, right? Because Tupac was on some Masonic like type shit. Like, and even with that, I feel like Biggie was like very much so well aware of the truth, and I feel as though that was some knowledge, some wisdom that he looked to receive from somebody like Pac. And I feel like a lot of people wanted to stand in the way of that. Also, using two of the biggest names to pretty much cover up what was actually going on behind the scenes, okay? But anyways, the strength, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. It's like how bold, how courageous somebody was, like how Biggie was, like him being himself, him being able to go after the things that he wanted to go after, and not really like allowing people to change what he wanted or what he desired, was something that Diddy like despised him for. And it was like, this was like some type of feeling of resentment that he like harbored within him, okay? Especially like the whole narrative of like boys growing up without fathers. There were a lot of people who felt like, you know, Biggie didn't grow up with his father, but Biggie was a great example of a man, okay? Even through his trials and tribulations, it was like nobody's gonna be perfect, but there was always a acknowledgement of what should be done and what needed to be done, right? There's also something about some type of party or something. Yeah, when I was talking about faith. Yeah, he said there was a little incident. We shared a couple words, but nothing crazy, you know? To me, I just thought he was drunk, you know? He used to, yeah, he used to sell shit that he used to take, he used to sell him. So he always knew what he was on. He could always see in his eyes. And you know, Faith was never one to blow nothing up out of proportion because she held her own. But it was in that moment where I think I realized, you know, I needed to defend my own. I needed to defend what was mine. There's something about some type of party. Something went on at a party. Is this a Diddy party? You said, yeah, you can say that before all the baby oil. Niggas wasn't always freaky. They stepped that game up after certain people got out the after they pushed certain people out the way. Yeah, Justice card came out. Right, I feel like there are also a lot of people in the ether celebrating something. He's also talking about how he got to like sit down with Tupac, like of course after the passing. There's some type of work or some type of mission on the other side that they're like accomplishing together. Right, and he's saying there's some information that I'm just not going to disclose because regardless of who's guilty, who's not, there's still a code. Like there's still a code that he goes by. And he said he's taking that shit to some shit he taking to the grave. You know, but niggas is hard, niggas is funny, you know? Somebody's a Libra. Something about how he regretted not having like his own child with Faith, possibly. I don't know if they ever had kids. Yeah, something about not having a child. Something that he regretted. Or something about a child. That's a lot of energy. Okay. Something about like the love situation that he really wants me to talk about. There's also something about some money that somebody didn't get, that somebody was supposed to get, that they could be getting, that they're probably going to end up getting after some type of case is over. Okay? Or some type of documents are found. I heard something was expunged. Yeah, you were being protected behind the scenes because they are in a secret society. Right, that's another thing. Like people who are in secret societies, like they don't like people who are in relationships that are actually like where two people actually love each other. A fire sign. Tapping into your devices, pretending to be the bad guy but is the good guy. Secret calls and combos about you. Positive. Fire sign. You were being protected behind the scenes. So I don't know who the fire sign energy is. Yeah, we gotta get into this. We gotta get into this. Because somebody was already being investigated. There's also something about Biggie, like, pretending to be the bad guy but is the good guy to protect somebody else. Because something had somebody, like, out of commission to where they couldn't work. It was like he hated seeing somebody in a certain type of energy. And it was like somebody came up with a plan to do something. It was like he was not, like, he was not like he was not I don't know, yo, like he wanted, yeah, his team started teaming up against him because they were money hungry, trying to swap destinies, but they couldn't swap destinies. It was like, you can't have my destiny because you don't even have the same talent that I do. Your mind couldn't even create the same flows, the same rhymes. Like, you couldn't do anything that I could do. And it was kind of like, ooh, cursing the life of a lover. Something about food, too. I heard Moet and Alizé, girls used to diss me. Now they writing letters because they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to picking gas and stuff. Now honey's plenty close like butter play toast. To the East Coast. So there's somebody I feel like there was somebody that knew what was going on when it came to Biggie and people's plots and plans against him, right? But it was like, whatever it was, this is their way that secret society energy comes in, because somebody was undercover opposition. And this fire sign was behind the scenes trying to protect this person. So this is like even way deeper than just rap beef. Like, this is like spiritual warfare that I feel like was understood amongst people who were tied into certain organizations that had deeper understanding of certain things that were going on, especially within the industry. Because even with Tupac, like, he wasn't somebody who was selling his soul. He never had to, right? It's like he knew who he was, he knew where he came from, he knew the truths, right? And like, there was an understanding or a deeper knowing about how somebody's team was trying to come up against them because they were money hungry, and Biggie was generating so much money for the, I want to call it the brand or the label that he was a part of. Okay? And he was getting like, he wasn't getting much. And then it's like what they were getting, like, he was still like selling drugs and shit. Even after he blew up and shit, like, he still had his hand in like different pots because he had his own people to feed. And at some point I think he realized that he wasn't really getting he wasn't really getting the paid for his value. Yeah, somebody knew more than what they were saying, and their intentions was to curse the life of his lover. Which I feel like in that time, because I still have to finish watching that video, but within that time frame where like shit with him and Faith Evans really started to like get really unhinged, I feel like that was when, yeah, people were paying for spell work to like make him forget the reason why he was doing what he was doing. It was like trying to like get him caught up in like the fast life, or just that life of like, oh, I made it, like I blew up, like the whole world loves me, now I got all these bitches, now I got money to access to all this shit. Now I'm finna completely fucking unravel. Like that's what people were like using. There could have even been like, yeah, to make him lustful. Like people wanted him to be like lustful. And I don't really feel like that was ever really his thing. Like I don't feel like he was somebody who just wanted to fuck bitches. Fuck bitches, get money. Fuck bitches, get money. Fuck just get money. I don't know. I'm hearing that. Yeah, by feeding your addiction. Even Diddy like talking to him after him and Faith split up. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you. Like, and just putting shit in front of his face. Like, I see cocaine. I definitely see women. It's like a dimly lit club setting. Strippers. Yeah, somebody knows what happened, but they're afraid to speak. And somebody knows that somebody was using Biggie to fix their problems. The new lover was a... Oh, girl, I gotta get into this. Because this is some tea. I gotta get into this. Because it's something I'm supposed to uncover here. And this is just me scratching the surface. Because... baby, you gotta scratch the surface before you get to the innards. But I do really feel like the love that he had for Faith, like that's something that's really been like on his mind. Like that marriage, that bond, that partnership that they created with one another, like it still is in existence. And I even feel like when it comes to her, like she feels like she won't rest until he gets justice. Because a lot of people are waiting to be able to speak on certain things until certain things happen. Because that was also something that he was very adamant on. Like, it's not worth your life. Like, I want you to live. I want you to be happy. I want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. To, like, be able to raise your kids and be there for your family. Like, right, I heard time will prevail, and the truth will reveal all. I heard Ricochet. Somebody's name could be Rick. Rick Ross is significant. There's that Virgo energy. I heard L.A. Reid. This is also giving me like, you know, like that twin flame when people say like a group of like societies that are trying to like split up people's twin flame union. Because it's like once you split up the twin flames, then you would be able to take all of their resources or all of their wealth And like, yeah, two people, Faith and Biggie. Biggie was the one that had to ascend in order to keep his contract. Faith was the one that had to ascend and keep her contract, and she had already ascended and she kept her contract. I just seen my eye do look different. But yeah, that's all I got for right now. There's gonna be probably 2 more parts to this video, so make sure you turn on your post notifications bell for when I post more videos. But I will see you guys later. Bye.